Blink, the power of thinking without thinking. Malcolm Gladwell. The storytelling problem. On a brisk spring evening, not long ago, 2 dozen men and women gathered in the back room of the Manhattan bar to engage in a peculiar ritual known as speed dating. They were all young professionals in their 20s, smattering of Wall Street types and medical students and school teachers, as well as 4 women who came in a group from a nearby headquarters of Anne Klein Jewelry. The women were all in red or black sweater and jeans or dark-colored pants. The men, with one or two exceptions, were all wearing a Manhattan work uniform of a dark blue shirt and black slacks. At the beginning, they mingled awkwardly, clutching their drinks, and then the coordinator of the evening, a tall, striking woman named Kylie, called the group to order. Each man would have, she said, 6 minutes of conversation with each woman. The woman would sit for the duration for the evening against the wall on the low couches, the rings the room, and men would rotate from woman to woman, moving to the next woman whenever Kylie rang a bell, signaling that 6 minutes were over. The daters were all given a badge, a number, and a short form to complete with the instruction that if they liked someone after 6 minutes, they should check the box next to his or her number. If the person whose box they checked also checked their box, both daters would be notified of the other Gmail address within 24 hours. There was a murmur of anticipation. Several people made a last-minute dash to the bathroom. Kaylin rang her bell. The men and the women took their place, and immediately a surge of conversation filled the room. The men's chairs were far enough away from the women's couches that 2 parties had to lean forward, their elbows on their knees. 1 or 2 of the women were actually bouncing up and down on the sofa cushion. The man talking to the woman at the table number 3 spilled his beer on her lap. At table 1, Brenny names Melissa, desperate to get a date to talk, asked him to quick succession. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be? Do you have a sibling? Do you live alone? At another table, a very young and blonde man named David asked his date why she signed up for the evening. I am 26, she replied. A lot of my friends have boyfriends that they have known since high school, and they are engaged or already married, and I'm still single, and I'm like, oh my god. Colin stood up the side by the bar, then ran across the wall of the room. If you are enjoying the connection, time goes quickly. If you aren't, it's the longest 6 minutes in your life, she said as she watched the couples nervously chatter. Sometimes strange things happen. I'll never forget. Back in November, there was a guy from Queens who showed up with a dozen red roses, and he gave one of the every girl he spoke to. He held the shoes on. She gave a half smile. She was ready to go. Speed dating had become enormously popular around the world over the last few years, and it's not hard to understand why. It's a distillation of dating to a simple snap judgment. Everyone who sat down on one of those tables was trying to answer a very simple question. Do I want to see this person again? And to answer that, you don't need the entire evening. We really need only a few minutes. Velma, for instance, was one of the 4 Annie Klein women, said that she picked none of the men and that she made up her mind that which of them right away. They roast me at hello, she said, rolling her eyes. Ron, who worked at the financial analyst at the investment bank, picked 2 of the women, one of whom he settled on after about a minute and a half of conversation, and one of whom, Lillian, at table 2. He decided at the instant he sat down across from her. Her tongue was pierced. He said admiringly, "You come to a place like this, and you expect a bunch of lawyers. That she was a whole different story." Lillian liked Ron too. "You know why?" she asked. "He's from Louisiana. I love the accent." And I dropped my pen just to see what he would do. And he picked it up right away. As it turned out, lots of women there liked Ron the instant they met him. And lots of men liked Lillian the instant they met her. Both of them had a kind of contagious, winning spark. You know, girls are really smart. John, a medical student in a blue suit, said at the end of the evening, "They know in the first minutes, do I like this guy? Can I talk him home to my parents? Is he just a one-bam kind of jock?" John is quite right, except it isn't just girls who are smart. When you come to thin slicing potential dates, pretty much everyone is smart. But suppose I were to alert the rule of speeding date just slightly. What if I try to look behind the locked door and make everyone explain their choices? We know, of course, that can't be done. The machinery of our unconscious thinking is forever hidden. But what if I threw caution to the wind and forced people to explain their first impression, their snap judgment anyway? That's what 2 professors from Columbia University, Sheena Linga and Raymond Bisman, have done. And they have discovered that if you make people explain themselves, something very strange and troubling happens. What once seemed like the most transparent and pure of sin-slicing exercise turned into something quite confusing. Linga and Fishman make something of an old couple. Linga is an Indian descent. Fishman is a Jewish. Linga is a psychologist. Fishman is an economist. The only reason they got involved in speed dating is that they once had an argument at a party about relative merit of arranged marriage and love marriage. "You are supposedly spawned one long-term romance," Fishman told me. "He's a slender man, he looks like a teenager, and he is a weary, he has a wry sense of humor. It makes me proud. Apparently all of need is 3 to get into Jewish heaven, so I'm well on my way." The 2 professors learned their speed dating night at the back of the West End bar of Broadway, across the street from the Columbia campus. They are identical to standard New York speed dating evening, with one exception. The participant doesn't just date and then check yes or no box, and on for occasional before the speed dating start, after the evening and a month later, and then 6 months after the speed dating evening, they had to fill out a short questionnaire to ask them to rate, and they are looking for potential partner on a scale of 1 to 10. The categories are attractiveness, shared interest, funny sense of humor, sincerity, intelligence, and ambition. In addition, at the end of every date, they rate the person they've just met based on the same categories. By the end of one of their evening, then Fishman and Linger had an incredibly detailed picture of exactly what everyone said they were feeling during the dating process. And it's when you look at that picture that the strangeness starts. For example, at the Columbia session, I paid particular attention to a young woman and pale skin and blondie, curly hair and a tall, energetic man with green eyes and long brown hair. I don't know their names, but let's call them Mary and John. I watched them for the duration of their date. It was immediately clear that Mary really liked John, and John really liked Mary. John sat down at Mary's table, their eyes locked. She looked down shyly. She seemed a little nervous. She leaned forward in her chair. It seemed, from the outside, like a perfectly straightforward case of instant attraction. But let's dig below the surface and ask a few simple questions. First of all, did Mary's assessment of John's personality match the personality that she said she wanted in a man before the evening started? In the other words, how good is Mary of predicting what she like her man? Fishman and Linger can answer that question really easily, and what they find when they compare what speed dates say they want with what they are actually attracted to in the moment is that those two things don't match. For example, if Mary said at the start of the evening that she wanted someone intelligent and sincere, that in no way means she will be attracted only to intelligent and sincere men. It's just as likely that John, whom she likes more than anyone else, could turn out to be attractive and funny, but not particularly sincere or smart at all. Second, if all the men Mary ends up liking during the speed dating are more attractive and funny than they are smart and sincere, on the next day, when she is asked to describe her perfect man, Mary still say that she liked attractive and funny men, but that's just the next day. If we ask her again a month later, she will be back to saying that she wants intelligent and sincere. You can be forgiven if you found the previous paragraph confusing as confusing. Mary says that she wants